Hello and welcome everyone. In this video I will show how I've made the redwood forest trees. These trees are part of the T-Rex diorama which I've built in my previous video tutorial. I begin the build by using these natural dried vines, which I found at a local florist. These will serve as the base of the tree trunk. I will be combining them with these natural branches. These were bought at a local garden center. The one I'm using in this instance was a bit damaged, so the first thing I do is fill in the gaps using wood filler. To attach the branches to the base armature, I begin by drilling some holes in them. I then insert a paper clip, which is glued into place using super glue. I gradually build up the tree by adding more branches at different heights. I already added most of them off camera, as you can see, because this whole procedure was just basically smooth sailing and not really worth mentioning. To fill in the gaps around the branches, I've added some wood filler. I've transferred some into this piping bag to make it a bit quicker. When the wood filler had dried, I've added a layer of PVA glue, followed by a dusting of tile grout. As the next step, I place the tree on some pins and attach it onto a block of foam. I then create the underside of the tree using modeling clay. When dry, this clay will not have a strong bond to the foam, so it's easy to remove from it afterwards. When done, I add some PVA glue and then cover it with tile grout for some added texture. With the base tree armature created, I can then start painting it. As the first step, I apply a layer of black primer, followed by light dusting of white primer. The base colors are then added, combining some light browns with orange tones and shadow colors. This is then followed by a dry brush using a lighter tone. To give the tree a wash, I combine some oil paint with odorless white spirit. This is then mixed and applied onto the tree. To create some growing moss on the trees, I add some random spots of PVA glue and then cover it with some fine turf and a mixture of dried herbs. When this was done, I started making the foliage for the trees. As the base, I will use this preserved sea foam, which I already painted using the same colors as I used on the tree trunk. I begin by adding some diluted PVA glue and then covering it in fine turf. For the next part, I will make use of this flock box, onto which I've added some static grass. The seafoam is then given another layer of diluted PVA glue in preparation for the next step. As soon as I turn the power switch on, this device will generate some sort of alien force field, which somehow attract the grass fibers as soon as I hold something over it. I take advantage of this miracle by holding the seafoam over it and then catching the grass fibers. And even though I'm not wearing them in this instance, I would recommend wearing safety gloves. Safety first, of course, even though it will feel like having to tie your own shoelaces while wearing boxing gloves. With enough of the needle encrusted seafoam foliage made, I then start adding it onto the trees. The foliage is then given some more color using some green and brown washes. Next to this one, I've made 5 more in various lengths and thickness, with the tallest ones around 17 inches or 43 centimeters. Trees of this size are useful when making something large, such as this T-Rex diorama, which I've made in my previous tutorial. That brings us to the end of this video. I want to give a big thank you to my patrons who help support this channel. I really hope you've enjoyed watching this video and to see you in the next one. Until then, thank you for watching and take care.